Wait, do you want to be part of this? Do you want to help with this episode of the Agency Tales? What? I'll take that as a yes. What's up, my guys? I'm ZL and Lady, and we're back again with another episode of the Agency Tales. And well, today our story continues as we enter Bologna. This wasn't originally part of the plan for our group, but since we're being good young men, women, Kappa and all decided that we should have a lunch stop in Bologna. And Bologna has one of the oldest universities in the world, if I'm not mistaken. Passed by that. Did take pictures of that at the time, but I don't have those anymore. But I was immediately looking at the ceiling, because, well, being very old and in Italy, had beautiful, like, mosaics in the ceiling and all that. But, yeah, because myself, Maddie, Ms. Young, her husband is a doctor who was also, they were from the medical team of our 2 other girls. We went to this basilica, and it's the model in the top left of the thumbnail. That's what we saw, and then yeah, had a few pictures in there that don't know if I'll use them all this first little bit here. Might save them for later, might not use them at all. Time will tell on that, but so yeah, pretty nice, easy. It was a Sunday, so there was actually a worship going on, and well, most shops are closed on Sunday, but that's it. Yeah, on the way, there's like a lot of streamosphere, and as I mentioned back in this first episode where we talked about autumn spring break, and we went to Disney Springs, the whole area outside of Lime Garage, hashtag Lime or Die, again, kind of remind me of Bologna a bit, and then the streamosphere we had that, even though that was at night. And you know, we were on our way to the thermal town of Abano Terme, and thermal being coming from like the volcanic activity underneath the surface in this part of eastern Italy, and about like 40-50 minutes outside of Venice we were at, and Abano Terme was the place of our first concert. Went down onto Google Maps again and took some snapshots of the place. Have some shots from our group website, not the group of all of us that were on the tour, the actual tour's site. Took some stuff from that. Got to throw that in. Kind of changed like a marketplace, completely open air. It doesn't have its own little stage area, but they had like chairs, you know, for the band and all of that. So I'd say probably not the best setup, but it's like, it's also our first concert in Europe after like the last one before that was like a week prior at Albright. So at the end there's this like the Philharmonics do attract a bit of an older crowd, so it wouldn't be surprising that a guy named Gigino, very single fun time, probably spent a lot more time there with our cleaning up and all than we probably intended, but yeah, some pictures of that. And so we took a ferry over to Venice, and then kind of split off from my friends and bumped into Maya Swagger, who doing a bit more later, and then Allie, and then Allie's friend Victoria again. Be more about these people that are outside of that Stoga buzz goes on also. Anyways, kind of went straight over to Rialto because I need a belt, because I think I lost the belt I brought with me over back in Engelberg, which I didn't know there were shops on the Rialto Bridge till I was on the Rialto Bridge. Cap's known those guys for years with the leather shop. It's right across from the Kappa store. Also at the time they were doing construction, that's why the bomb thumbnail is like that for Rialto. And that's just a random Google image of how I looked at that. Right on the opposite side of Rialto, full marketplace, you know, knickknacks and masks for them to look at. There's public restroom over there if needed. You have to pay for it, but it's there. Allie, Victoria, Man, and I, we did a little gondola ride, and then took that ferry back. Actually, that day we didn't have our normal coaches. We went out from a local thing because the coach had to get off one day every week, and the next time that happened was our off day in Austria. So had dinner in the hotel, and then we kind of broke off, and we actually went into the town of Abano Terme. They have their own little gelati place. There's a little interesting town square area. I don't know, I might do a video of flyover Abano Terme in later on. Just throw that in. But that square area is a little fountain on a pedestrian path area. A little portal at the end. Just looking out. Beautiful, beautiful night that was shaping up, and that's when I was with Kate, Carly, and Karen. That little trio. I probably can't think of like the exact words anymore. It's just like the mood of like company, and then seeing the little Italian children playing with these light up things. Like you probably see them more like at like the Disney on Ice or that stuff by Field Entertainment. But yeah, so like the lights floating, they throw them up and it would sparkle and like kind of remind me of fireworks, to be honest. It's like, yeah, it's just fun. It's a good night. Like seriously, it's just like one point in time that I probably would like to go back to. It's just like nothing really else mattered at the time. Just by like going back to the summer of 2016, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, that's affected up to, I'm gonna say now is in 2019, but has more long-term effects beyond that, like maybe 10 years or 15 years. There's gonna be stuff that happened in 2016 that definitely affects stuff in the long term. But yeah, so crossing into Austria, we stopped one of the towns near Garda, so it was wasn't like pissed off, maybe a little annoyed, but yeah, not going to Garda. But I did see an Italian Lego Star Wars ad. Saw that, there's a lot of ads for Garda around. And then as soon as we crossed over into Austria's little rest stop, so yeah, and then after that we headed further east to the little town of Bessendorf, and Bessendorf is primarily a ski town, so it's more like we'll go in the winter where it's snow covered and all that, but during the summer of the AMA tours coming through. So yeah, that first night, decided to do my wash, but still got a little shaken up, where two Lego started not really close with them, but yeah, they were partnered up, but one was blown under the weather, so I would get the single room for the rest of the 3 nights, but he had to do it for the first night, so I was a little bit of a mess, especially because I had to do my wash then. Might have missed a thing or two, what Cap said before dinner. We went outside and then went into the restaurant area of the hotel, which is the Hotel Jacobert. Some people want to split off to another one where a few years later, Silver Tour will be checking in. We knew Silver Tour would be there from pretty much the beginning, like as soon as we were invited, or at least as soon as we were accepted, we kind of knew that Silver Tour was going to be joining us. Like, there'll be that crossover going on. But yeah, so after we crossed over, we had dinner at the Jacobert. There's a little club, place called the Karat, like this underground small little thing. I don't know if there's any like good equivalent powers, but I feel like yeah, it's probably a place that would probably be more like a ranger hangout spot because it's kind of small, not really kind of hidden, but maybe like the rangers work the front side and then in the back there's their base or something like that. That'd be kind of interesting. And so the next day we were pretty much going to be out of the town for a day, so we had to take our concert uniforms with us because we were going to be doing a concert in the town of Meerhofen in the evening. But our day started in the small town of Rattenberg, which main thing there's a glass shop. Pretty much love tours go through there. Apparently, I was looking through reviews just a second ago about the place itself, which since there's only one there yet, obviously, it is by going the maps. It's actually the smallest town in all of Austria, of only around 400 people. So, yeah, and so like got a lot more pictures. Like there's like you have like plates and like swan figures and like kind of like sculptures, plates, earrings, necklaces. The glass place is a lot of diverse stuff, and also like a place that like the tours go through where they teach how they make their products, and sometimes they let people volunteer and go up and blow air into forming the glass, so that was kind of neat. They had a little bit of time, like right there's like around lunchtime, but maybe a little early, so some people had ice cream, some people just chilled, and then with that, we were on our way into the Hintertux, and kind of the name of a glacier, and that was where mainly we're assigned like have lunch, explore, and I was with Amanda and Emma and her friend Emma with that, but damn it, I'm just like, that all coming from the first part for lunch, and then they, like most of them went to one summit, and they pretty much went out and bathed in Kuznetsov or something like that, where myself, Amanda, and Emma went up to the higher summit where it was very windy, and I did a check-in for In the Loop on air, because that was something I was going on at the time, but that's like the only big special thing that's like kind of like worth noting anymore, other than looking back on it now on the actual site. Like the Google map, like you have a lot of skiers up there in like April or June or something, and it's like I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the staging area is. That's what I was thinking of, like a staging prep area, because the whole area is like huge out front of the outdoor seating area at the place. Anyways, I'll go back down the buses, change to the concert attire, go into the town of Meyerhofen, had dinner, did the concert. That band shell is using a lot of I wouldn't say branding for AMA, but like, yeah, just main focal point, because then again, all the AMA tours in Europe do go through Wessendorf, thus they also probably do the Glacier, Meyerhofen, and then at least another town in Austria, like Salzburg for us, and Silver Tour went up to Vienna. Not sure about Prater, but maybe they're interesting. I know some people took the itinerary from Silver Tour. Don't know who those people were, but that'd be a good thing to know, is like, if anybody saw as the Silver Tour itinerary, or if they know that they were going to Prater, because I was thinking about Chaz, I feel he did AMA as well, and he probably hasn't said the name officially, but yeah, I feel he did AMA, and then one of their stops was Vienna and Prater. And he actually rode Olympia looping there, so it's like, yeah, okay, I'm definitely jealous that he got to a park on AMA in Europe, and I passed one, maybe a few, like, about an hour and a half away from the Lego in Deutschland, pretty close to a lot of other major German parks. So yeah, I had that concert, got back to Wessendorf fairly late and in the dark. Nothing really special with that in terms of people, but yeah, and so then third day was our off day, first one during the trip, and then the second one came out that fall. Yeah, I was reading one of the my Chase books at the time, so since this would be the first time I would not be with my mom on her birthday, I was thinking, I should get a gift for her. Looking at it, she's like, hey, it's an off day, there's nothing really planned to do until the evening, which is the concert, and then Silver's arrival, and the folklore, which was with both doors. So yeah, did a little reading and shopping in the morning. Met up with Morgan and other people going up into the mountain, along with Maddie, another kid named Ryan Schmidt, and then Julia was our little group, and a few other people in that little group where did a little family trek bit. There's a lot of like stuff activities our children do. One of these is a woodpecker thing. It's kind of like a manual. I thought it was like an animatronic for a second, but it's just something child or whoever does manually and makes the giant woodpecking noise. And then there's a split point with a zip line, and we usually went left. It's a little bit more rocky than the rest of the trek, but it's like I would say a bit more dangerous than the rest of the trek, but like you have very narrow trails going along the way at points, looking over into the valley where sheep graze and all that. Probably goats as well. And yeah. So went up there and there was a little book with a cross at where you can sign off stuff, like put a stamp in, put this channel in, put the old second channel in. That book used to be a background, I think, for quite a bit, at least for my Google Plus, I think. Don't have that anymore, but yeah, I at least use it for a background for quite some time. And yeah, so that we did that, took some pictures. Some of these are probably pretty much the ones from the tour site, and then we went back down past that zip line and pretty much dropped this bag off exactly where we were supposed to be. And Bessendorf was actually known the shops with mac and cheese. There's like a pub and a few restaurants around that Karat place that sell mac and cheese, and then also this top place here, very mac and cheese. Don't really like mac and cheese, so again, I can't prove or disprove that. So yeah, I met up with Joey Rice, Chase, Brennan. I don't know if they're in our initial group. They're going up, but we met up with them for lunch, and again, like, and in Europe, the tables are met so you can make it so you can meet up with strangers. So yeah, had lunch. It was a little like bunny hatch on a trampoline there, and that trampoline maybe fell at the time. Definitely no. Right now, that is a bit of foreshadowing. Gonna blink right here. Foreshadowing. And yeah, so we went down. Don't know, there were like stuff I did before going to concert uniform and having dinner, but there's a place called Hoffer's down there. It uses the same branding as an Aldi. So kind of I think I may have done one Aldi before, and the one King of Prussia when that initially opened. Then that Hoffer's, and then I've been to the one near Rowan a few times. Kind of like the closest actual like grocery store. With Geraldine stuff, I mentioned that she is a director and actress, and we did 2 little clips with her, us on AMA, including Maddie, me, reeling it back in, had dinner, and then set up at the Alpen Rosenhall, which is an indoor space. They also do have an outdoor theater space as well that they use occasionally, but yeah, so the Alpen Rosenhall, long tables in there, probably more for us with the folkloric evening after the concert, but during the concert we set up and all, we mainly cradled up in the mezzanine area, and that's where at least we considered it to sing Voulier up there. Yeah, I think we actually did sing Voulier up there, and then come down, and then initially, like with these first 2-3 concerts, the false was at the beginning, and that before we went was when Silver Tour showed up. So it's a funny song. So it's kind of funny they showed up right before a funny song. At the time, it was like, it felt like that. And then, yeah, rest of the concert goes off without a hitch. Yeah, with Silver Tour, and then person I met in Solo was named Grace. She had a friend. Don't ever get her name. We might as well ignore her. But obviously, I kind of credit everyone at the end of these, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, and it wasn't really as active with this stuff, with this folkloric evening. Some culture stuff, some fun stuff with music, whether that be either classical music, popular music, or like stuff that we all did together, pretty much. But yeah, again, fun night. Kind of like different feelings, like that night in Abano Terme and the night in and the whole evening, like just like you feel like it's like feel similar but yet very different. It's like they have a certain je ne sais quoi about them that makes them feel similar. They're both high points of the trip, in my opinion. But yeah, anyways, the next day again we were kind of off site again from Vessenor as we made our way to Salzburg. And yeah, we parked near the I can't remember the off the top of my head, the whole like garden area where they shot some of the Sound of Music. And then we crossed over into town, and myself, I think Cam and a few people in the choir, we in a choir group of A-Maid went through Mozart's house, and in one area near the end there was this room of wood, and we had pretty good acoustics, and we sang one song which was Hear My Prayer in there. Don't know if I got footage of that or but yeah, I kind of ended up feeling it was weird if we did that, so we just kind of got out of there as soon as we did that. But yeah, got a little tour around Salzburg, and that's probably where Geraldine got the inspiration for the second clip, because again, kind of like the Basilica in Bologna, there's another little place near the fountain area that was seen in Sound of Music that we shot a second clip in. There's a little covered well thing in there. Yeah, so we did that, and then also there was an event called Pretzel Fest going on. Had got some snacks in the market. So we got little trinkets in the market as well. Yeah, there's like a little parade going on, but like just like hot. Might have run out of water or something, not sure. Just kind of wanted to get back to. It was more like I wasn't hungry. It's more like all I see is my water and a bed. That's kind of like the feeling I had at that point. I also think at some point got around to a little shopping as well. Found a little candy shop. Do you remember buying them? There's a little candy shop I bought in the cab and a few others at one point. But yeah, that's about where we're gonna leave it off, because we like left Salzburg, went back to Wessendorf. I feel it's better to do the full thing, like the very first thing we did, crossing over Germany, to the very, very end of the tour. So, I'm just gonna get here. But, if you stay through the end, you will know what we're starting off with next time. So, yep. Thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Strike the bell if you're already subscribed. Yeah, I'll see you next time. I'm